Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas.
Well, folks, if you think that Jaguar Wright had already said it all, she's just served more disturbing details about the music industry. In her recent interview, she exposed Nicki Minaj for allegedly being behind the leakage of the disturbing audio of Diddy smashing Meek Mill. While initially, it was speculated that the recording was leaked by one of Diddy's bodyguards, Jaguar claims it was actually Nicki who exposed the freakish encounters of her ex to the world. Apparently, the rapper paid to the bodyguard a hefty bonus to take the blame and shit the attention from her persona. Well, it's not like people weren't thinking of Meek Mill being DL with Diddy, considering them hanging out together and even rocking the same outfits.
And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
More details about Diddy's sick, intimate preferences were earlier exposed by his ex-producer, Lil Rod. The guy didn't mince words, and he specifically mentioned that the bad boy CEO had several boy toys in the industry, including Meek and Usher. While Lil Rod went all cryptic in his lawsuit and didn't mention Meek and Usher's names, he gave quite a self-explanatory description about two rappers whose cheeks Diddy was smashing. In the footnotes of his explosive lawsuit, Lil Rod mentioned that one of Diddy's lovers, he is a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki Minaj, and the second performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency in Las Vegas. Now, it's not like I need to connect the dots for you here. You'll know that Meek is from Philadelphia, and he dated Nicki Minaj for 3 years. As soon as all of this explosive facts started going viral on social media, Meek immediately took a defensive position, saying that Lil Rod was crafting nothing but a web of lies about him.
I know I'm not accepting it in my mentality that is normal anymore.
Apparently, being afraid that his dirtiest secret was exposed just like this and became the talk of the entire Tinseltown, the rapper went even further and tried to prove his innocence with a series of tweets, denying all DL stuff. Nobody would ever approach me about any DL activity and the whole place would get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming, lol. And folks, the public almost believed in the story because, come on, his dating life never involved any guy and was only rotating around women. But here's when things became even worse for Meek. Suddenly, one extremely disturbing audio of Meek doing it with Diddy was leaked on social media. But before Jaguar Wright came forward with her shocking claims about Nicki being behind the leakage, there was a narrative on the social media that it was one of Diddy's bodyguards who made it. The guy even made an IG video where he basically confessed to recording and leaking the stuff. According to the guy, the whole thing happened during one of Diddy's freak-off sessions, and as he said, he took the liberty to record a juicy pounding he had heard behind one of the doors, which later appeared to be a private freak-off session between Meek and the bad boy.
When he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there.
Now, fans are puzzled with the stunning revelation about Nicki being the one who leaked the whole thing. However, as many people say, she might have had her reasons. As one person commented, it's embarrassing she dated him, but I feel her cuss who hasn't dated a bad guy. And another user added, it makes a lot of sense now why Nicki Minaj dumped Meek Mill. She had every reason to do so. But apparently, Tinseltown was already aware of these doing the deed. I mean, check the vibe between Meek Mills and Puff. There are all sorts of giveaway clues of these two was a little too friendly. Should I remind you about that video of Meek in the pool after another deal session with Puffy while the bad boy just stood there thanking him for the hard work and called him daddy?
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
Now just the whole Hollywood couldn't imagine things to get any messier. Jaguar Wright recently had an explosive interview and she spilled the tea on what really happened between these two and how their freak-off audio ended up on the internet. According to Jaguar, the audio was actually leaked by Meek's ex Nicki Minaj. Jaguar even revealed the exact place that disturbing encounter happened. Apparently, it's something old from the archives, back to the days when Diddy's DL nature was yet lurking in the shadows. As Jaguar said, Nicki just went with the flow of the global exposure and decided to finally leak the audio to bury her ex and Diddy's reputations once and for all.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there...
Now, the whole thing makes a lot of sense if you think about it and connect the dots. It makes a lot of sense that Nicki would really want to do this just out of pure revenge and maybe because she once spilled how Meek was physically horrible with her when they were dating. So yes, aside from her ex bending over for Diddy, it's like the relationship between Nicki and Meek wasn't the best, if there was, of course, any real relationship between them. Apparently, this man was on the DL for way too long. And let me just remind you all folks that Nicki once hinted at Meek being DL on her Queen radio show.
But anyway, he did some stuff that he shouldn't have did.
And just when you think that Nicki is actually not capable of doing some stuff like this to her ex and the most powerful music mogul, let me again remind you about how Nicki Minaj said she knew about undercover brothers in the industry during her live conversation with Soulja Boy. When she playfully asked Soulja if he could name some of the DL rappers, but do you think there's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry? And her own cryptic reply made fans wonder who she was referring to. After Soulja said he didn't have any knowledge of that, she boldly stated, okay, cause I do. But that's not all about Meek and his DL side, because back in 2021, Nicki was working on the documentary on HBO Max about her life and career. And as some insiders claimed, the release was going to go into details about her personal life from 2015 to the present moment, and that was supposed to cover some very messy details about her past relationships. Apparently, she wanted to leak some shady stuff she endured and witnessed, including her allegedly fake relationship with Meek.
But I also couldn't speak out. I couldn't really say much.
And here's the most shocking you probably didn't even heard of. Our bad boy Diddy should also have been a part of that documentary. Most specifically, Nicki planned to expose the real reason why she dropped the music mogul as her manager in 2011, just a few months after working with him. According to hip-hop magazine XXL Mag, a source has said that the split is amicable and that Mina J took the decision after she realized that the hip-hop mogul wouldn't be able to devote the time to managing her career that she had hoped he would. But here's a bit more truthful version. As some folks say, Diddy tried to introduce his new star to some of his freak-off traditions, but she wasn't having it, so she chose to leave him in that mess for her own sake.
How is it gonna make me feel? Am I gonna be able to listen to this back for the rest of my life?
But going back to that documentary, Meek didn't feel like he wanted his life to be out in the open like this, especially with Nicki saying rather mean stuff about his not-so-nice nature. It's said that Meek went to Puffy and together, they forced Nicki to remove all contents about her ex and his affiliates from that documentary. A lot of folks found this move truly fishy, because if he truly had nothing to hide from the public and his image was squeaky clean, then why was he scared of what Nicki was going to say about him? This also explains why the ex-couple has always been bitter on social media. Apparently, Nicki got tired to be another silent puppet of the industry elites. While Diddy used his influence to shut her up for a while, Jaguar says the rapper was done playing by the rules. And this leak was her way of exposing the industry's shady side without putting herself in danger. It's unclear how Jaguar got a whiff of this information, but as we already know, she always proves to be right.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find.
Well, whatever happens in the industry, one thing's for sure, there's certainly a lot of dirt on Diddy, and thanks to whistleblowers like Jaguar Wright, we can uncover all the truth about his intimate escapades. As one person commented, brave and a truth teller. Jaguar Wright, you are so brave in a world filled with evil. And another user added, no matter how many lies you tell, the truth will always reveal itself like a magic trick. Good job, Jag. It seems like the DL drama is even deeper than we thought, and who knows what revelations another day will bring. But folks, what do you think about all this Meek Mill and Diddy's leaked audio? Could Nicki be the one to leak the sick audio of her ex being smashed from behind by our notorious bad boy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.